What's up, everybody? Ike here again, and this is called Off Topic with me. No, actually, it's called Off Topic with Ike Stephens, but that's me. So, you know that already, don't you? I had a funny feeling. So this is basically kind of a video that I kind of been doing called Thought for the Day, but the title of it was kind of Richard's already, so I wanted to be a little bit more original, call Off Topic. And it's not going to be trucking related, to be totally honest. This is, trucking is not my life, okay? So people want to hit me up about, trucking this, trucking that, or do whatever. Trucking is not my life. I don't sit around and think about trucking all day. This is just what I do for a living, and I just so happen to take a camera with me. So, and I'm glad that people are, that people watch them and get information out of them. Because that's what it's there for, is to help you out, but it's also there for my enjoyment. Because it's a hobby. So, anyways, but this is off topic, so no more trucking. Okay, so the things that are going on, there's a lot of different things, but I wanted to start this video just kind of about, it's just kind of a generic. I don't have a script on this one. I don't have a little, bullet points, thing to go by. I'm just going at the top of my mind. Okay, so, some of the things that's going on in the world that are just absolutely driving me nuts is that every time I'm going to buy bullets, I can't find any. Not even just a 22. Listen, my daughter, 13 years old, wants to learn how to shoot a gun. Okay? So I have a 22 rifle that is great for her to learn how to shoot. And I teach her how. So I don't have any shells. I don't have any bullets for it. So, sorry, I'm holding it in my hand. I didn't like how I had it propped up over there. It made me look about 100 pounds heavier than what I was. So, I like doing this better. So I go, and you cannot find 22 bullets anywhere. A lot of it has to do with the Department of Homeland Security buying up these bullets. I mean, what is the purpose of the Department of Homeland Security buying ammunition? Why? Why is this even happening? So, let me get this straight. They've been doing this before, I had to do that. The whole Sandy Hook stuff. And, up there in Colorado, they were buying up these things. It's been getting harder and harder and harder just to find regular ammunition, just stuff for rifles. Why is it? I don't think it's because people are freaking out. Not a lot of people in my area are freaking out. They're not. A lot of that is just propaganda and hype by the left, talking about how we're a whole bunch of crazy gun-toting lunatics, racist and all that. And here's where I'm going to have to get a little nasty with Richard. He's sitting there thinking and talking on his YouTube that we don't like Obama because we're racist. Because he's black. That makes no sense in the world. Here we are sitting there wanting Herman Cain to be president. Or someone like that. But obviously we're too racist. Or we're against women. But we're sitting there, talking about Michelle Bachmann and Sarah Palin. Running. Which, I don't have a problem really that much with any of those two, especially, Michelle Bachmann. I tend to agree with her on many, many things. But just because we're against Obama, does that necessarily make us racist? I think that's the most ludicrous thing. Now, Richard's going on, and he's listening to the guys on the CB radio over there in Whitney. A lot of them are dumber than a box of frogs. And they'll sit there and say, well, N-word this, N-word that, well, someone ought to put a bullet through his head because he's an N-word. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying not to be real offensive, because it is offensive. And it's, that's where he's basing his information from. People are fearful of Obama, not because he's black. It's because of his actions. Yes, he's going to spin things. He's going to, kind of be vague on a lot of things. But his actions speak louder than words. And now, this idiot is supporting gay marriage. Listen to me, folks. I'm a firm believer in the Bible. I walk the best, way I can. And what people do in their bedrooms is their own business. I'll agree with that. And if some gay guy was to walk up to me and just, want to talk, or gay woman or whatever, I don't hold anything against them because they're gay. The problem is that when we're sitting here supporting gay marriage, you're basically opening up a Pandora box. And all these other things are going to be, you're going to have to legalize everything else. Polygamy. Homosexual marriage. All of a sudden, you got a Hispanic fella wanting to marry 3 of his cousins down in Mexico. That way he can get them up in the country here. Not only that, when we do bring up the Bible and bringing up this stuff, biblically, this is biblically, that God will punish our nation, not, a person here, a person there. He will punish us as a nation, whether it be financially, or war. He did it in Sodom and Gomorrah. That was, 2 cities that were just so immoral, and he destroyed them. We've got to change our ways. And people say, well, we ought to leave God out of, government. Not if you're God. What does God say or think about that? I'm like, okay. Right? God sitting there up there, in this big throne, and sitting there saying, yeah, y'all should leave me out of your government, Y'all should just be totally pagan. It's totally secular. Forget about me up here, who wants the best for you. God wants the best for us, all of us. And I don't want to sound too preachy, but these are what the left are thinking of us. They stereotype us like we're a whole bunch of homophobics. Okay? Which, let me tell you something. Allowing gay marriage is the biggest insult to God there is. To God's creation, homosexuality is the biggest insult. Okay? It is. So, why am I against gay marriage? Because of that. I mean, God has standards to protect us, to prevent diseases, and we're supposed to reproduce. That's why God intended it for us as a nation. I mean, as a people, as a world, and as a nation. And have y'all ever thought about this, and I'm not just picking on Richard anymore, have y'all ever thought about this? When we lived, this nation, when we first started, it was founded on Christian values, and we kept them up for years and years and years and years and years. You talk to the older generations that are barely still alive today, and they will sit there and talk about before the TV revolution and all this stuff, all the hippies coming out of the 60s. Before all that, yes, it was harder work. It was harder labor and everything. But the country was growing. The country, and it was thriving. Not because they were in love with homosexuality. It was because of this whole thing about living God's, having God's standards, which is focus on the family. Now the divorce rate is so freaking high. Kids don't know who their parents are. And we sit there and we wonder why we have the problems the way we do. We don't raise our kids up right. Mom and dad need to be around and raise their kids up right, or they're going to have a bunch of Adam Lanzas running around shooting people. Or you're going to have a bunch of kids playing video games and not wanting to get a job and take care of their kids. I mean, it starts at home with the parents. And when you have parents who are God-fearing individuals, traditionally, those kids raise up pretty darn good. Okay? And, of course, but the newer generations that, been alive for 15 years, think they know it. They think they know everything about it, the way it should be. And they're dead wrong. They're dead wrong. And so that's my 2 cents on that. There's a lot more to that, but something kind of caught my attention going back and forth there. So, but yeah, I mean, oh, and there's this little stupid picture going around on Facebook. How whites are protesting black people, having rights. Now we're, those people look really silly. How are we going to look in 40 years protesting homosexuals getting married? Here's my rebuttal to that. Black people didn't choose to be black. They were born that way. That's the way God created them. Just like God created me white. We shouldn't discriminate against each other because of skin color or because of you're who you are, what God created you to be. But God didn't create people to be homosexuals. God did not. It is forbidden to do that stuff. And so when we sit there and complain about it and protest it, the whole gay marriage thing, don't be sitting there talking about how we're going to look silly in 40 years. I think you're going to look silly when God's going to sit there and cast judgment on you. That's the thing that you don't like. That's the thing that people don't like. And I don't mean to sound mean. That's not what I'm trying to do, is sound mean on here. But we do all have our own things that are wrong that we all have to work on. One thing that we do need to all work on is getting right with God. I would rather be right than wrong when it comes to this. So when I said this is off topic and this was going off the top of my head, this was not scripted video here, okay? It was just going on. So anyways, but yeah, I mean, Richard, we're not racist because we don't support Obama. We're not racist at all. And that's it. A little special shout out here before I go. A little special shout out to all the TMS folks, Texas Motor Speedway, especially to Camp Flamingo out there. I hope y'all have fun this weekend. This is going to be the first time in about almost 8 or 9 years that I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss this race in April here. Only because I'm going fishing. I'd much rather, listen, I have lost the bug for NASCAR. I have. I will sit here and admit it. I have lost the bug for NASCAR. You know, I could sit here and visit with my friends on Facebook more than I could at the track anyway. Yeah, I won't be able to see them, but you know, you still get to talk to them on the internet. We share pictures and everything. So it's almost like you're almost there with social media. But yeah, I wish I could see people in person anyway. Just because. But that's the only thing I'll miss about going to the Speedway. Is that. Because it's like, I've lost the bug to go to NASCAR. But shout out to y'all. I hope y'all have fun this weekend. And we're probably not going to hit November either, because we're going to be hunting. We'll be hunting. Duck season, yo. And I'm not yellow. Okay, there's a yellow light over there. Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyways, yo, y'all have a good one out there. And sorry for if I got too religious on y'all. But that's just me. You're going to get that from me. That's just who I am. And, if you don't like it, when you see the off-topic video, just don't click on them. Because I may just unintentionally get real. So, anyways. But no, I mean, I do it all with love. And I hope y'all understand that. I don't want to see my friends suffer. I want us to all be hanging out up there in heaven in eternity and just, doing our thing. Partying. But we all need to get our lives right first. We have plenty of time to work on it. So, but don't take your time. You never know what's going to happen in the morning. So, anyways, y'all take care out there. 73.